an empty hole there. In that hole in the ground, what lies do you think Satan told Joseph? Joseph was sold out of that hole by his brothers to people on their way to Egypt. And what lies do you think Satan may have been trying to tell Joseph? Up somehow. What lies do you think trying to? When in Potiphar, good until accused by probably thrown lies, do you tell him? Interprets the dream and the cup out. Joseph out of jail, but he forgot. Pointed about not being able to ask you this. You it's been the have had like decision. And did you Joseph? Yeah. Renamed him Sepna. And on you and make you try to repeat. What? He's essentially, this is my father. What lies do you think Satan was telling Joseph when all of his brothers, 10 of them anyway, showed up in front of him wanting food? Only real brother Benjamin. Do you think Satan may have told Joseph that these greedy brothers had killed his father and his only brother from their mother Rachel, and now they're after him again? I think Satan may have had Joseph so messed up that he may have even been wearing Egyptian makeup now. Because it's said that when he saw his brother Benjamin, when they finally, he does some trickery on him, makes him go back and get Benjamin. When he finally sees him and knows that he's alive, says he ran to his room to weep, and he had to wash his face before he came back out to them. That's in Genesis 43, 30 and 31. Why does he have to wash his face? You know, it was the custom of the Egyptians back then. They wore a lot of makeup. You ought to see my wife on a Monday morning. If she started crying, she'd have to wash her face. And you can't help but think that he's been told this lie of who he is now. He's bought into this culture, and that's who he is. Joseph had to make a decision on who his family was and who his father was. Was Jacob his father, or was Pharaoh his father? Pharaoh, the one who had renamed him and given him gifts, a wife and family. Was it the family of God that he belonged to, or was it Pharaoh and the Egyptian culture that he belonged to? When his father Jacob died, his brothers were afraid that Joseph would turn on him for putting him in the pit to start with, where he eventually would end up as an Egyptian. And in that moment, Joseph had a decision to make. A decision of who he belonged to. Did he belong to the family of Pharaoh and had the right to destroy all of them? Or was he from the promised family of God? And was he going to forgive and restore them? Remember what he said in that moment of decision in Genesis chapter 50, starting in verse 19. He said, but Joseph answered them, don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant to harm me, but God intended it for a good purpose, so he could preserve the lives of many people, as you can see this day. So now, don't be afraid. I'll provide for you and your little children. And then he consoled them and spoke kindly to them. See, Satan no doubt told Joseph many times that his life was ruined. And Satan still today, I believe, tells you and I the lie that our life is ruined. Jesus, speaking of Satan, says he was a murderer from the beginning and does not uphold the truth, because there is no truth in him. And whenever he lies, he speaks according to his own nature, because he's a liar and the father of lies. Again, there's no denying that Satan tells you and I lies today, that our life is ruined. But do we fall into the trap of believing that? And have you ever heard about the way and the truth, the life and the hope? Again,